Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Myself SKJ, you are watching Surveying Civil Engineering. Today I am going to show you how we are going to construct basement structure or underground structure for a building. So here in this video, I am going to explain why we are going to construct this underground structure, what are the reason behind, and also I will just overview this underground structure, for what purpose we need to have this underground structure. All such things I will discuss in this today's video. So please watch till the end of this video, don't skip it. So start with the reason for this underground structure, why we require this underground structure. So the number one, suppose in front of your site the width of the road is very small, you can't able to park your vehicle. So in that case, for parking purpose, this basement is constructed. So this is first reason, okay. And the second reason, suppose if you going to have a function at your place, or you can say the parties. So in that scenario, if you don't have enough space to celebrate or enough space to accommodate your guest in that building, so in that part, what you can do is you can make use of this basement for the function purpose, okay. So you can celebrate your functions and all. So in that reason, you need to have this basement. So this is all about the second reason. Now coming to the third. In the third reason is for commercial building. Suppose if you are going to construct for a commercial building, the material stock, whatever the material you are going to sell it out, so that material stock, if you want to stock in somewhere in the safest place, so there we going to make use of this basement. So there this basement is required. So these are the three reasons why this basement is required. And if you are having any fourth or fifth reason, let me know in the comment box below, so I will go through that. So next, so this is all about the reason behind why we are going to construct this basement structure. Now next, coming to when we decide to construct this basement structure, so basically the confusion starts from the height of that basement. So how much height we need to have, so the clearance height we require. So basically for I will tell you for commercial and for residential what heights we used to have basically. So if you see for residential building, most probably the basement height we are going to take, that is 11 to 12 feet height. So the clearance height, so that clearance height, how you going to measure it? So that measurement, how you going to take it is the floor level of the basement to the bottom roof level of that basement. So that whatever the distance you have, so that we are going to have the clearance height of the basement. So that height I am going to tell you about the residential as well as the commercial. As I told you, for residential we are going to keep it 11 to 12 feet, and whereas for commercial building we are going to take it as 10 to 11 feet. So basically why we are going to have more in the commercial, less in the commercial and more in the residential, because in the residential what happens, the purposes of the basement is meant for various purposes, as I already told you, like parties and function. For that purposes we require this basement. And for commercial, if you think about, so basically it has act as a only storage purposes, okay. So in that case this basement is provided, okay. So as you know the comparison between the commercial as well as the residential, what is the should be the clearance height. So these are the two cases you can have, okay. We are going to proceed with the execution part of the basement. So here in the execution, first what you do is you are going to excavate the earthwork. So while excavating the earthwork, what most of the cases what happens, so some rocky material or hard material which going to come in between while excavating the earthwork. So that rocky material, how you going to remove? So that is one difficult problem, okay. So there you can have two methods. One by making use of explosive material, putting granite bombs and all. Then you just explode and make it small pieces of that rock, and you just remove it out. So this is one method, so which is very easy. And second method is by making use of drilling machine and chipping machine. So you just chip it and make it small pieces of rock, and you just remove it out. So this is two methods. So first method what I have told, that is very cheapest method. Second which will take some time, and also the cost it going to be much higher compared to the first method. Okay. So the first method is only applicable where the surrounding of the site you won't find any existing building. So there this first method is applicable. Okay. So why this first method only applicable? Because whenever the explosion or blasting is done, so there the foundation disturbance going to be happen. Okay. The if suppose existing building are there, so there is a chance of getting weak in the structure while blasting the uh, foundation. Okay. While blasting the foundation, so the surrounding site going to be affected. So that is one precaution what you have to take. So this first explosion material is only applicable where the surrounding site is free from the existing building. Second step is suppose already existing building are there, so there you can make use of this drilling, so that step by step, very slow and very smoothly you need to remove all the rocky material from the while excavating the earthwork. So this is how you going to carry out. Okay. So this is all about excavation. So after excavating the earthwork, up to what height we going to have as per the design. So after having that height, next what you do is you go for the footing layout. So that footing layout which is based upon the building drawing. Okay. As per the building drawing, we going to have our footing layout. So that footing layout, same whatever the dimensions are there, so based upon that you going to project it on the ground of the basement. So there you just have your footing layout drawing on the ground of the basement. So after having that footing layout, then what you going to do, again you have to do the excavation only in particular area where you going to have your footing. So there only you just excavate. Up to what extent you going to go down? So you can take 1 meter, or you can say 3 to 4 feet. So up to that length you need to dig. Okay. So after digging that, so you can have your footing. So while preparing the footing, what are the things you usually have? First we are going to have PCC bed. So after PCC bed, next steel reinforcement we are going to have for the column, okay, which is connected with the footing, and later you are going to cast the footing, okay, by putting the concrete. So this is how we are going to do. So up to what extent you are going to have your footing? So up to the ground level of the basement, you just extend the footing, okay, you have to cast up to that level. So after casting that, what the next step what you do is you have your foundation beam. So after having the foundation beam, and with that same process you need to have foundation floor also, okay, foundation floor. So foundation floor means for the basement you need to have floor, right? So that floor which is connected with all the beams, all usually as a similar kind of a slab, you need to provide the steel reinforcement for the basement of the floor, okay. For that RCC floor you need to do, okay. So RCC floor which is having steel, all those things. At the same time also you need to construct retaining wall. So in the retaining wall, why we require this retaining wall, and where we are going to have this retaining wall? So basically this retaining wall is meant for to retain all the pressure which is coming on the other face, and which has to be retained, okay. So that retaining wall is constructed entire boundaries of the site, okay, entire boundaries of the site, so that whatever the earth pressure which is coming on that should not be fall in that site. So to retain that pressure, we are going to have our retaining wall. Okay. So entire boundaries of the site, we are going to construct this retaining wall. So this retaining wall having RCC, okay, RCC structure. So this RCC retaining wall we are going to construct. So after having this RCC structure and also having this floor slab, okay, floor slab. So after having this floor slab, with the help floor slab and beam, everything you need to have, okay, and also you need to consider one small pathway for drainage, water drainage. Okay. Your basement which is coming below ground level, okay, so there most of the cases in the rainy season water may come, okay, water may come. So to prevent to water not to come inside, what we can do is, to that retaining wall you need to have waterproofing coat. Okay. So waterproofing coat, one thing you can one thing you're going to do, okay, so that whatever the water which is coming from the earth, that won't get inside. Okay. And some other case, if water is also coming, so there the pathway what you going to do for the drainage of the water pathway, so that which is connected with all the paths and which going to store in one point. So that point what we are going to say is sump. Okay. So you have to construct one sump. So at that sump, water, whatever the water which is going to come, so all that water which is going to collect in that particular area, that is sump. So that sump which water which is going to store, so to remove that water with the help of the pump, we are going to remove it out later. So this is how we are going to carry out this process. Okay. So this is all you need to take care. So this video is getting long. That's it for today's video. I hope you understood the concept about the underground structure. In the next coming videos, I will talk about the steel reinforcement, how we are going to do all those things and all. Okay, I will show you some videos also, some sites video. So how the steel reinforcement we are going to do for a retaining wall, all those things I will explain in the next coming videos. Okay. And if you are having any queries regarding, let me know in the comment box below. I will keep on responding to your whatever the doubts are there. Okay. So thank you for watching. So please do subscribe to my channel before leaving this. So thank you. See you in the next video. Till there, take care. Bye bye.